Okay, good to see you everyone. This is Brian from The Boring Husband back again with another episode. For today, we're going to be looking at Tesla. Okay, a few weeks back, I posted a video on Tesla whereby I said to trade the momentum and I made an entry into Tesla. Recently, I sold. Okay, unfortunately, after I sell, the stock continued to rally, so I'm feeling a little bit sour right now, but I'll cover a little bit on that. If not, for today's video, we'll look at three things. Okay, recently I came across an EV chart by Visual Capitalist. I thought this chart is very interesting. We'll be covering a little bit about where I sold, why, and how sour I'm feeling. And lastly, I would like to talk a little bit about the Investor Day that Tesla is doing coming up on the 1st of March. Okay, so let's take a look at this chart here. Okay, so I always say that Tesla lacks fundamentals. Okay, I feel that it's overvalued, blah blah blah. And I am not entirely long on Tesla in the long term, but I am long on it in the short term. Okay, that's what I mentioned. If you look at this chart over here, okay, we look at a very quick 5 seconds, you can tell in this EV market, in terms of profit per vehicle, Tesla is the winner. Correct. So you can see right at the top here, for every car that on average, okay, that Tesla produces, they earn about 9.5k. Okay, and you can see slowly GM, BYD, blah blah, and I think very clearly at the bottom, Ford, Xiaopeng and NIO is losing money per vehicle lah. Okay, now for me, very happy to say or whatever it is I'm saying, Xiaopeng, NIO, I own shares. Okay, and people always ask like, why would you own shares in a company that's losing so much money, right? I mean, do I think that these companies will one day, be up here in the blue section? Possibly. And when they do, in terms of the risk to reward, I think it's possible to allocate a fraction of my portfolio, just a very small fraction, into the chance or the possibility that NIO and Xiaopeng can eventually make it. Okay, now once again, I say this because it's a very small percentage of my portfolio. I would say like maybe 1%. Okay, and so if it goes to zero, I wouldn't really blink. Okay, but if let's say a company like Palantir, you don't play. This one, I have almost 20% of my portfolio this company. If it goes to zero, this one I would. And one day maybe we'll cover Palantir. If you want me to cover Palantir, just write in the comments. Brian cover Palantir. The next video I do it for you. Okay, so very quickly, take a look at this chart. Know that it is very clear that Tesla is not only ahead of its competition in terms of profit per margin, they are light years ahead. Okay, and next thing, okay, if you all look at the so-called the UI for this video, right, you can see that it's a little bit different. Okay, so usually I use TradingView. I think TradingView is a brilliant little platform for TA guys like me. But specific to this Tesla video and to show you all evidence that I really bought and sold, I'm using the UI inside Tiger Brokers. Okay, so very clear here. You can see that I bought, okay, at about 140 area, and then I also bought again at about 120. So these two zones here, okay, I bought some shares, okay, and then subsequently you all can see here that I sold that. Okay, and as you can see, after I sold, unfortunately the thing continued to rise, and currently we broke our key resistance, psychological resistance of $200. Okay, so why did I sell? Okay, just for me to kind of draw a line, see, so I'm not so used to this tiger thingy. Draw a line and here. So you can see this line here. Let me just make it a little bit longer. Okay, first of all, to me, it was very logical to sell below 200. Okay, and the reason I say this is because okay, if I take up another indicator, the RSI, right? Okay, you can see that somewhere along this part here, right? Okay, this part here, okay, the RSI was already at what, like 90 plus. Okay, and 90 plus on the RSI indicates that the stock, right, not say 100% will retract back to the downside, but very high possibility, or the chances are higher that it will go down rather than to continue going up. So what we see here today, right, where Tesla broke above this 190 area that I sold and continued to go up to like what, I think 205 area, okay, is not that this couldn't happen, but the possibility of it happening was, I would say, there was greater possibility that it wouldn't happen. Okay, so I took the bet. I felt that, if I sold at 190, I'm happy. It's good. I earn money from Tesla, and I made a profit on this trade. Okay, but after I see it rally, continue to rally on, okay, Not that I'm being sour grapes or anything here, okay, but given how you see that the pace that it's going up, okay, so you see that this zone here, right, okay, this zone from this blue line to the dotted green line, okay, you can see that the candlesticks, right, they're very tight. Okay, this to some extent, okay, can be inferred as the pace that people are buying, okay, or rather their appetite to buy into this stock is getting less and less. Okay, which is a possibility, of course, that sooner or later it will come back down lah. Okay, so I'm not trying to curse the stock once again, not taking, I'm interpreting it based on what I see in the TA. Okay, so very tight here, from the 190 to where we are now at about the 200 range. Okay, definitely, to me, I interpret it as it can possibly start to come down a little bit. Okay, bear in mind that at this point, at this 200 point, okay, Tesla has already doubled from its 100 bottom. Okay, of course, we can also see here that I was not able to catch the 100 bottom. Okay, because, okay, when I buy stock, okay, I don't like to buy like market order kind of thing. Okay, so I always put your price to buy lah. I think there's a word for like trigger or whatever. And my trigger is always like 99, 100, and as you can see, the trigger didn't go through like stop at 101. So that's the risk we take. Okay, so people will always ask, well, Brian, you managed to predict this trade so accurately. Can you predict all the trades from here on? The answer is no lah, Dave. If I can do that, I wouldn't be sitting here, right? Okay, so the thing about technical analysis, okay, it is not 100% accurate. It's definitely not. Okay, I have lost a lot of money thinking that I can outbid. This is just probably one example of possibly 100 that I got right. Okay, but instead, right, what technical analysis does is that it gives you a chance to succeed. Okay, we need to be very, very clear about this. Knowing the charts doesn't mean you will succeed. It just gives you a better idea when to sort of time your entries. So I entered at this 140. Actually, why did I enter at 140? Let me just pull back the monthly chart. No, I can't really see anything on the monthly. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I entered at 125. Okay, because in terms of some of the DCF the DCF predictions that I saw online, most DCF people, after taking into consideration future growth at a lower rate, blah blah blah, they put Tesla adequately valued and the magic number was 125. So I got in at 125. Subsequently, we can see that back in 2011, okay, we can see that this 125 area here was another key key consolidation area. Hence, in my opinion, it's quite logical to enter there lah. Okay, and of course we can see now that we are heading upwards. So moving forward from here, okay, once again, I mentioned Tesla was severely oversold. Okay, for it to rebound back up, 75% chance that it will rebound back up. Okay, and we managed to get lucky this time. Okay, we won't get lucky every time. I'm not saying that you should listen to every trade that I say, once again, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, but this was a great trade. Okay, I locked in some profits on this, enough to maybe buy a few cups of tea. Okay, but interestingly enough, okay, when a stock goes up, right, okay, we sell. Okay, but when you don't sell, okay, it means you don't earn money. Okay, we have to be very, very clear about that. Okay, at some point in time, you need to lock in your profits. Whether your profits is more or less, whatever, but in my opinion, in this day and age, with current market conditions, if you can lock in profits, please lock in at least some profits. Okay, so that's it for my TA section. Okay, alright, for Tesla's Investor Day, okay, this upcoming 1st March, okay, will be Tesla's first Investor Day. Not the first in its entire history lah, but Elon Musk is saying that it's his first Investor Day. Okay, but that's not true. In the past, back in 2006, there was one Investor Day, and in this one, I believe he talked about his master plan, blah blah blah. In 2016, 10 years later, his I would say the previous Investor Day was the one that, remember, he threw the brick into the Tesla truck, I think, and then the truck a bit kelong. Okay, so that was the one. And right now, okay, in 2023, he's doing another one. Okay, I like to think that Elon Musk is a very smart guy. Okay, and I believe that the timing of this Investor Day couldn't be better. Okay, he knows that people are losing faith in him. He knows that he needs to tell the world that okay, he's done playing his little sideline Twitter game. He's back on focusing on Tesla. So I think it's very good, and I think that the timing couldn't be better. Okay, 3 things that he wants to cover on this Investor Day. Very interestingly enough, I just kind of searched online. Okay, and the first thing that he wants to cover is how he's looking to halve the price of a Tesla vehicle. Okay, that's one. Second thing, he mentioned that he wants to emphasize a lot more on its long-term expansion plans and its plans for scaling. Okay, and lastly, in part of this Investor Day in this Giga Texas, he also wants to cover the capital allocation for Tesla and basically where it's allocating its funds to its projects lah. Okay, I think what investors want to know, okay, is this idea of FSV, okay, full self-driving. Okay, basically, right now, if you're in a car, okay, if you have FSV, you can sit on the wheel, your hands may or may not need to be on the wheel, and the car will drive itself. Okay, but I think when investors paint an idea of what FSV is supposed to be, is really they put their hands behind their neck and do nothing. Okay, but right now it still must be in the driver's seat. Okay, so investors want to know, okay, if FSV is going to move forward. Okay, in the past, or rather in recent past, there's a lot of problems with FSV. Okay, basically the FSV works in a way where they have all these cameras around Tesla, right? Then they kind of pick. Okay, and in China, like if I'm not wrong, the military base, that kind of thing, they say no Tesla. Because all these videos, these little cameras that Tesla cars have, they go inside the China, the army camp, can see everything. Okay, likewise, in Singapore also, technically, the Tesla car can see everything in our army camp, okay, but don't want to go there. Okay, but all in all, I believe Tesla, okay, hitting 200 was very, very unexpected. Breaking past 200 also very, very unexpected. What we want to see from here is whether Tesla can hold this $200 psychological support / resistance level. Okay, if we kind of rally a little bit more, head to 210, we'll definitely see a little downside. If 200 can be where the stock bounce up again, then I think it's safe to say that we found a very, very strong near-term support. Okay, but as always, Tesla is not a part of my core portfolio. Okay, I think that it is still a very, very risky trade. It is not something that I would allocate like a quarter or even 10% of my portfolio in. Trading the momentum is fun, okay, but still just be highly, highly cautious around EV stocks. Think very carefully before you want them to be a part of your core portfolio. Thanks, guys.